You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it?
Because we're not a baseball podcast, right? We're a baseball adjacent podcast. In the way that Andrew likes baseball culture, that is the way that we're a baseball podcast.
100%.
Yep. Gavin was early, by the way. 148.
What do you mean?
I heard you enter. I looked at the time, 2:59. But go ahead. Episode 148.
Oh, wait,
Wasn't early.
wait. No, wait a second. You heard it and then you looked up and you saw the time was 1 minute early, or you heard it and then it flipped when you looked?
No. I heard it. I
Okay.
looked down. It said 2:59, and then 2 seconds later, it flipped to 3 o'clock.
I don't know
This
what
is
to tell you.
episode 148.
It's physically impossible for me to be early. I clicked at 3, and that is based on the world's time.
I think if you threw a challenge flag down, Gavin, you might be in the right here. It would be a challengeable play, in my opinion. It would be worth reviewing.
I would send that to
How do we
VAR.
review it? How do we review it?
No, we can't review it, but I'm saying if it was like a football game and he could throw a challenge flag and we did review it, I think he would be in the right.
Nick is
in
saying
my-
there's
what I
evidence in Craig. That's all I'm saying. He could be right. If he
Okay.
started at
Get the
2:58,
Craig
it's just,
evidence.
it is what it is. I'm just saying when he joined, it is what it is.
I think those are such dumb rules, like the delay a game rules, how it works.
Oh, shit. Challenge flag worked. Nick
So-
weighs in, says...
I joined 2 seconds after 2 minutes after 2:58. Is that what that's saying?
Yeah, it's saying you joined at 3 minutes and 3.5 of a second or something.
So I joined at
500th of a
3
second.
o'clock and 0.03 seconds. Do we all agree on that?
0.03 seconds.
Wait.
I've agreed this entire way.
Oh, no, that is second. Wait, what?
You're losing yourself. You're right, Gavin. You're fine. Just don't be so
Gavin,
specific. You won. Just continue.
Yeah.
You're gonna make it worse.
You went one step too far.
You were 3 o'clock and 5/100ths of a second, I think.
What?
Well, okay, so I'm
5
right.
seconds. Yeah.
Eric, how do you feel?
I mean, you're wrong, but it's fine. It doesn't matter.
What do you mean I'm wrong? What do you mean?
I watched it happen. I'm
talking
just letting you know what happened
He's just giving
You watched it where?
on my computer. And this is a work computer, so it can't be wrong.
I will say, I mean, how do we know Craig's not wrong?
That's what I'm saying. I don't trust his bear. I don't trust his little bare face. That's it.
Oh man, the audience is going to be mad because they don't like it when we make too much fun of Gavin. They're
I
not
don't
into it.
think we're
Wait,
making
what do you
fun of
mean?
Gavin at all.
Isn't that what's made my living over the last 10 years?
I've been saying that. I've been reading comments and saying we've been going too hard on Gavin lately with the feet stuff and the other stuff. So it's not funny anymore.
Yeah,
It's
we've
clearly
been going too hard
it's
on
clear
it. That's
we're
right.
clearly serious and taking out some real frustrations. On
I
him or
remember
something.
in Minecraft, I had to, and I really appreciate the audience for having my back a lot of the time, but I had to go hard asshole for a while because I was getting sympathy for stuff that I didn't deserve. Like the audience was very defensive of me. For example, you remember when I built that little trophy room in a Let's Build, and then I was hoping people would find it and make fun of me for it. I was just doing it as like a dumb bit.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the audience thought that was like my little shrine to my wins, and I really liked it, and I was genuinely sad when everyone found it and made fun of it. But I really just built it so it could be found. I built it as like a laughable thing. But everyone was really slating everyone else. I was like, no, don't worry. It's
Oh
that's
my
exactly what I intended. And then I just had to be like more of a prick to people in videos so people would feel less sorry for me.
I think with the exception of the indignity that I suffered in the tater tot fiasco, everything ever said has been comedy and for fun in the history of this podcast.
We have to please.
We do. Can I ask a random question I've been thinking about?
Yeah, real fast before you do that. Hello and welcome to another episode of the KFace podcast. My name is Geoff Ramsey, and I believe you're listening to the 148th episode of this podcast. It has been a facey day from start to finish. How about what's your question, Andrew?
Is there a food that tastes better with air in it than corn? I think corn might be the #1 air food.
What did you just say?
Oh,
Okay, so think about like the Cheeto Puff and the Cheeto Crunch. The difference between the products is air, from what
Yeah.
I can tell. It's airy. They try to do the same with potatoes. There's like the potato chip poppables. I think those suck. I just don't think those are good. I think air inflates corn, and I can't think of any other food that is enhanced by air.
Eric hit a heavy hitter in the text chat.
Cotton candy? Is that an air? Yeah, it
You're
is.
not
It is very
putting-
airy. Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. That is
You're not
very
putting
airy.
air into it.
But there's no. What do you mean?
I mean, it's just like strings of sugar, right? There's no like air in the sugar. It's just spaced out sugar.
Oh, this is here's the difference. Here's the thing. Gavin, what do you call cotton candy?
Candy floss.
Yeah, that's I think why
Okay, we got
I think that's
regional
why there's a miscommunication here. This is like an international issue.
I kind of went through the same hurdle, Gavin, but if you think cotton candy is like a cloud, clouds belong in the sky, they require air, it connects. It makes sense.
Yeah,
Cotton candy is very air-like.
A little bit of it would float for a second if you threw it up.
Yeah,
Are you saying that something that's in the air requires air in it?
No, it's just
I'd say
when you
it's-
see
it's in the air
when you
because
see
it's got a lot of
cloud.
air in it.
But there's air in the sky no matter what. A cloud
Yeah, but-
is moisture.
But when you see it in the air, you think of an air-based thing. I think of air when I see stuff up there. Need some
Do you
air
think
for that
a
plane.
A plane
yeah,
is air?
yeah, need some air. There's
a
some
plane.
air assisting that plane. Well, it's metal or
There's
whatever
air in the
they make
plane.
plane out of. Yeah, but there's air assisting. I think of the air. When I think of air, I think of things in the sky. When I think of things in the sky, I think of clouds. Cotton candy is essentially a cloud.
What's the
An edible cloud.
sneakiest thing in the air?
Whoa.
Falcon.
Falcon. You think a falcon is? Yeah, it probably is.
Fish.
Is our sign out yet?
A flying fish? No,
We're
that
having
is
to-
sneaky.
I think they're having to we're having to rework it a little bit because
yeah, we
it's
are.
more expensive to make a vertical sign than a square sign.
I feel like everything
actually-
we've been pitching recently, Eric's like, hey, can we make this? And they're like, yeah. And then they'll come back and be like, okay, well, to make a profit on that, we need to sell that at like $55. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
going to rework it to make a square sign. It'll be much more cost effective.
Yeah, well, they said that like it was cheaper in a different shape. It made me wonder, what's the cheapest shape? What is the least valuable of the shapes? What is
A
the
line.
most expensive shape?
This whole episode has been questions with no answers. This is making me insane.
No, we got
We're
cotton
like
candy.
4
No,
minutes
we're one
in.
for one.
Oh,
what are
my
you
God.
talking
Is
about?
it that every edge adds another cost? Is it like the
I
more
don't
edges?
know.
Because technically a circle is one edge, but also it's loads. Like if you had something with 30 edges, or 30 sides, I mean, then that's close to a circle.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't know. It made me think about it.
Hey, Andrew,
Yes.
would Rice Krispies count?
Oh, yeah, that's a good. There's some air in that. That's
Puffed rice.
absolutely
Puffed rice, right? It's in the name.
puffed rice. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great one.
I'm gonna throw my hat in the Rice Krispies ring. I'm a big
So are we
Rice
going to have
Okay.
like a puffed snake draft?
No.
Krispies- No, we're having. Should we get into
We
that?
could.
We have a whole
Probably
other
could.
snake draft that Andrew wants to do.
I think this is the most ridiculous bit that is actually going to happen.
Why?
I
Why
cannot
are
get
you-
behind this.
Why?
It's so
Why?
stupid. It's
Why
so
is it
dumb.
stupid?
It's
Why
because you're
is-
not confident in your draft list. I have
not even
such a
something we can
strong.
watch.
I have such a strong
you
draft
mean?
list.
Why do we need to watch it? It's a conversation. We don't fucking watch this podcast. It's no different. What are you talking about?
But it's,
I mean, some people do. There are photos. We have a YouTube. Some people do watch the podcast, but you do not. And that has never been a concern. What are you talking about?
Andrew? Please don't be mean to Gavin.
I'm not being mean to Gavin. I'm just asking, what are you talking about?
Nah, he's got a real good point though. That was a dumb thing to say.
well, the other one was like video based, right? We could all watch a thing.
Yeah, but they didn't. The audience didn't get the videos in the thing. So what are you talking about?
Well, at least they can go and watch them. With this, you're going to just say, you got to explain
Yeah, but
this.
they'll have their own opinions.
It's not
You don't
going to
have
be as
opinions on
long. It's not going to be as long as the other one, probably.
Well, I don't know. This might be more contentious.
Andrew, what do you want to follow up the wildly successful Falls draft with?
Give it the real name.
I'm now nervous. I don't know what the full name is. The Rocks Without Rocks draft. The Rocks that
Yeah.
are not Rocks draft.
Rocks not rocks draft.
Rocks not Rocks draft. Yes. So it's things that are rock but are not actually rock. So like the Rock is a rock that is not a rock. That would be draft eligible.
But diorite, that's off the table.
That's not that's not draft eligible. That's just a rock.
I thought I had the
That's-
best one of all time, which was the moon, but it's not draftable rock.
I think the rock should be in the name of the thing that you're picking.
Moon
That's
rock.
just a personal preference. Yeah, but then that's just a rock.
But that's a rock. That's
That's
a rock.
just you've just picked a rock at this point.
It's just a rock on vacation from another place.
So we're gonna all pick 4 rocks that aren't rocks,
Exactly.
and then there's gonna be teams.
And then the audience is going to decide who wins. Nick won the first one by a landslide, so I think
Yeah, he
maybe
did.
we'll let Nick make the draft order, and then we'll just go on from there.
Eric said, "Don't pick a rock, moon rock." But to be fair, Eric, he didn't say rocks that weren't rocks at first. He just said rock.
Once it becomes a rock, it is no longer eligible. And I
Right,
feel
but
like-
here's the thing. With Andrew, I think we always know there's a thinly veiled twist coming right behind whatever the initial ask is. So I will side with you. I thought Moon was a good pick until I saw where the rest of this was going, and then I thought Moon was a bad pick. But you
Right.
used
I
to
big
go
rock.
Moon.
I will say
It's a
the
big
other
rock.
bit of knowledge that I got, because Nick, I guess you're hearing this for the first time, so we'll need you to get 4, or probably a larger list, just so you have backups in case one of your draft picks gets selected. But we're going to need you to get rocks that aren't rocks, like you said, pop rocks. That's a great example of one. Pet rock doesn't count though. I tried over and over again with Andrew in text, and he's
Is that
not
'cause it's a
relenting
rock?
on pet rock.
Yeah,
No, to
that's
be
a rock.
clear, I initially
But
argued it.
But you put eyeballs on it, it becomes a person.
Hang on. So if I put eyeballs on Gavin's Moon rock, it would be eligible?
Moon with eyes. That's
Yeah.
my pick.
Well,
Yeah,
actually-
let me put it this way. If you take the eyes off of Dwayne Johnson, he's just a rock.
What? What about
thing.
if you took the eyes off of Dwayne Johnson while playing the Scorpion King? Is he still just a rock, or is he a scorpion?
That's a good question.
At one
It
point,
is.
I asked Andrew, the Rock, would the Rock Dwayne Johnson be different from the Rock Alcatraz, the nickname for Alcatraz? But then Andrew started talking about the Rock, the movie, which is about
Exactly.
the
There's
Rock Alcatraz. So are there 3 rocks that we can get? Like, if Dwayne Johnson was in the Rock, the movie, would that be a triple threat rock?
It would be. It would be triple
Now-
threat rock. I think you could draft Alcatraz.
Can you draft Dwayne the Rock Johnson and then also draft the television show The Young Rock?
Oh.
Yeah, you could. Absolutely.
different
Those are
things,
different
right?
things. Yeah.
Okay.
What if I put eyes on Alcatraz?
I just said you could draft Alcatraz as is, I feel.
Okay.
I think
No.
Hang on. You can draft Alcatraz, but you can't draft the Moon?
It's a
Well,
it's
it's
not
different.
well,
If you
the
break
moon was
off,
nicknamed the Rock, then I think it would be in, right?
I don't think Alcatraz is made of rock. Like, if you
What?
broke off,
I mean,
let's
it
say,
is.
What are you talking about?
is
What
it,
are
is it
islands made
is
of?
it?
Why do you think they call it The Rock?
Well, I thought we're talking about the building itself, not the island.
Oh, he's just referring to the prison on the
Yeah,
island.
I thought we're
It's
talking about that,
specific.
not the island. That's the disconnect.
Isn't it called Alcatraz Island?
I just assumed that's what the prison was called. I didn't know what the
Oh.
island was called. That
I
makes
actually
sense.
don't know.
I just assumed the prison was Alcatraz and the island was whatever. Who cares? It's a prison. Isn't it? Does the island have a name?
It's called Alcatraz Island.
Okay, and what's the prison called?
Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary.
Yeah, so that's a fair thing. for
Simply
me to
known
assume.
as Alcatraz or The Rock.
Yeah, so that counts.
So it's totally fine.
if you're
without
referring
eyes.
to the penitentiary. If you're
Yes.
referring to the penitentiary.
The confidence that you guys said Alcatraz, the prison, was made out of rock was mind-boggling to me as somebody who didn't understand the disconnect. I was like, what are you saying? An entire rock prison? They made a whole prison out of rock.
I mean, is
That
a
just
brick
feels
a
like-
rock?
Now this is going to get into a semantics thing.
It's like, yeah.
I don't know why. And also, we're going to argue about this, and you're not going to pick it. So I don't know. We could just move on.
I don't
We can
think a
advance.
brick would be a rock, but I think a cinder block might be.
Cinder block is very rocky when you break it. It does
But
feel like
But a brick is just fired clay and mud, right?
Is clay ever a rock or is it always mud? Like naturally?
I would consider it a mud, but I don't know naturally.
How about this? We delete this recording and start again.
Why?
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had on this podcast.
I don't think so. I think you're just very anti-rock for some reason.
I just can't believe this is our next draft. I
Well,
can't
okay.
believe we're going from falls to rock.
Oh shit! Clay is a rock.
Really? Okay, well then Clay's off the board.
Clay is a fine-grained, small particle-sized sedimentary rock. Oh, shit.
So it's like a rock hive mind.
It's like the
guess.
Borg. Yeah,
So-
Clay is like a rock Borg.
So
it's
would I
all clay? Wait.
would I be able to draft Muhammad Ali?
Oh, interesting.
I wonder, that's an interesting... Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to think about that.
Well, I think we're all here and we could think about it.
But we're not drafting Clay.
Gavin, would you care to weigh in on that?
Oh, but Clay's a rock. I see what you're saying. No, I don't
no.
think. I don't
Why?
think that's
We just
draft
established
eligible.
that Clay is a rock.
I think the spirit of the thing is that rock is somewhere in the name.
Gavin can't have the moon and I can't have Muhammad Ali.
Well, you would be drafting Cassius Clay,
Right, correct.
which he then changed his name to Muhammad Ali. So I don't think you would actually get any of Muhammad Ali. You would get up to the point in which he changed his name.
So you would get a specific timeline of his life.
Yes. I
would
think
get-
you would get prior Ali.
Hold on.
I think there's a cutoff.
This rules.
Nick wrote
changed his
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah!
Stone.
That's I know stone rock, but not. Once again, I think the spirit of the thing is rock is in the name.
You can have Cassius Clay up until March 6th, 1964.
Oh, that's pretty good. Those are good years.
Yeah, those are pretty good
Not
years.
the best years though. There's some good stuff.
Well, I mean,
in
I think it'd be up to him to determine what his best years were.
I think if Cassius Clay is on my draft list, I think it looks pretty strong.
Interesting.
Gavin, do you love this?
I'm not like it's. I just can't believe. I felt like this would be like the 25th draft. I just can't believe we've gone from full videos to deciding what isn't a rock that isn't a rock.
No, but that's not we're arguing the best rock. that is a rock.
I also got to say, I know that you were saying it that way in some sort of a derogatory or defamatory way, but the way you just described it makes me want to do it even more now.
It kind of makes me want to do it more too.
Like, you're selling me on this idea, Gavin.
This conversation is selling. It's
It's
selling
going to
me
be
on
a
the
great
bit.
draft.
I'll be honest. The text version of this conversation was one of the dumbest things I've ever read. Now one day be in our face book of texts.
I'm so excited about my list of rocks.
Okay, so when are we doing this?
Next office day.
When's the next office day?
I don't know.
We
Few
have
weeks from now?
Yeah, we have an office day scheduled for the 7th.
Okay. Few weeks. You got some
Good.
time.
Hey, speaking of that, while we're doing every audience's favorite bits, when do we schedule the Sloppy Joes thing? We should probably put that on the books too.
Did we ever confirm that we can legally do that, or is it
We're
like
gonna
pulling the?
figure that part out, but we can
Okay.
we can get it on the books, and then that'll be incentive to get it figured out.
And we're doing that live, are we?
I think so.
Would we do it live or would we record? We could let people
think
know
we
that
could
we're
record
doing
it.
and then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think if
record
we're
it
allowed
obviously.
to show the thing, we should have it. But
Yeah, I
as
would
a,
record it.
as like a VOD of something people can no longer see, I think
No,
that
no,
would
no.
suck.
We should definitely.
Yeah.
The only way we can do this is if people can see this. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need to figure that when we're going to do that, and also I have one clip. I didn't make this clip, but if this, I feel like this, and Eric has seen it. I feel like this explains all of the best of Sloppy Joes in one 1 minute clip. It
Okay.
takes about 15 seconds to get in, but watch what goes on here.
It's called
Okay,
a
I'm
mess
watching now.
on the sidewalk.
Yeah, feel free to explain it as it goes.
Is that some US flag underwear?
That
Or
is a
like
lady
just
wearing
short shorts.
She's on a bicycle wearing U.S. flag short shorts and a shirt that's a football jersey. I can't read the last name, but the number is 69. She's got flip flops on.
On her bike.
Oh!
There we go. Oh,
Oh no! Oh
Now,
my god! What she dropped?
if you pause it, you'll notice that not only. So, what happens, audience, is she's riding a bike next to the sidewalk. She falls over. She barrels into a couple that's walking down the street. I'd like to point out, as you finish this video, at no point does she ever turn around and apologize to those people or acknowledge their existence at all. Like, she almost broke the lady in the orange shorts leg, and it's like they don't exist to her because she spilled a drink and some stuff. When she bends over, her entire asshole comes out of her shorts, and she just doesn't care. And then she just collects all of her shit and rides away.
She also fell over from what appeared to be nothing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looked like a glitch in GTA, her falling over. Like, it didn't look human. It just, like, on the floor, like, everything around it.
The people walking away are so befuddled. They're like, what the fuck?
Poor other woman who just
She could have got seriously fucking hurt, man. That's it. That's the whole clip. Then it's just like a family staring in the screen. But I saw that the other day that somebody else had captured that, and I laughed so hard I had to show you guys. Yeah, she got gentle ghosted. That's funny, Nick.
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm excited for Sloppy Joe's. Are we doing Sloppy Joe's pizzas on the day or not?
Let's do it. Yeah.
I just want any excuse to somehow make face supplemental stuff also a pizza day.
Yeah,
I'm into that.
Pizza it. I can pizza it.
Do you want to try to do next Friday? I mean, when this comes out, people won't be able to like watch it live with us, but I mean, whatever. Do you want to do the 31st or no?
Let me look at my calendar real fast. Oh no, where'd my calendar go?
I mean, we could just schedule this later. We could do this
Yeah,
after.
we could.
Yeah, I thought this was. I'm sorry. I thought this was going to be a lot faster.
Yeah, I want to do it next Friday.
Okay, next Friday. Getting the bingo, Sloppy Joe's bingo.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
so
guys
that's
are
a,
getting
that's a
together
yes.
for it.
That's a yes from Geoff, and it sounds like a yes from Andrew.
Yeah, no, I'm yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Moving
cool.
on. Hey, Gav, what did you want to talk about today? Do you got anything?
I've got a bunch of notes that I don't understand. What do I got that I do understand?
I had something kind of related to you, but not at all related to you, Gavin. But I was talking to Geoff yesterday about stuff we could bring up on the show, and I was thinking about what could I add to my list? What did I forget? I often forget to write things down, so it's just kind of like going over. And I realized something happened to me that is a strange inconvenience that was so annoying. And then I had the realization in the text chat, it theoretically could have been you, but I don't think it's you. There's
The thing
less
that
than
was so
1%.
annoying?
Yes. Somebody, I had a crime committed against me that is one of the most low stakes but just annoying things that has happened. Somebody stole my doorbell, but not the mechanics of the doorbell. They stole the button of the door, the part you push. It's not a ring. There's nothing there. I have lost my doorbell because somebody has taken it. And I was texting Geoff about this, and I was like, I have this fucking annoying problem that I'm trying to solve. Someone took my doorbell. What if it was Gavin? What if he snuck up? What a cucumber revenge that would have been. You sneak up, you steal my doorbell, and you go. And you just are going to send a photo of the plastic. Now, there's less than 1% chance that this was you. But I got mad. I was like, fuck, what if he got me? What if he got me? Because I didn't catch who did this. But
Is this a communal doorbell to other apartments? Or
no,
is it just you?
mine. Just mine.
Wow.
You told me this yesterday. You didn't tell me what it was that was stolen. I wouldn't in a million years have guessed doorbell.
No, there's no value in it. I don't understand why this happened. But
And it's
I
not
don't,
even like a Ring doorbell or anything.
No, there's
like-
nothing of value. It's just it's basic. It's a basic doorbell, and they took
So
the
what's
button.
left? Just wires, or is
It's
it
just
the
what?
case
Yes,
of the doorbell?
it's just like the back casing of it.
So if someone grabs the wires and just shorts them together, does it still ring the doorbell?
I don't think so. I'll take a photo for it.
It should.
Of it, and I'll send it to you. It might. Yeah, I guess it could. I don't know. It hasn't rung since it's been taken.
Delivery drivers having to hotwire your doorbell.
Do you have any enemies in the neighborhood?
No, not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm, not that it was just, it's odd. There are always people walking by. So I don't know. Someone must have taken it, or maybe a bird is possible. There are birds living in my roof, so
you think a bird ripped a doorbell off?
I don't know. Listen, why would a person take the doorbell? At the point, like, there's no logic has gone out the window here.
I mean, we were talking about sneaky things in the air.
That is true. It's been a ridiculous problem to try to solve.
As somebody who grew up in the deep South in Florida and Alabama, people will steal anything.
Yes.
For any reason, just because. So
Clearly.
Are you like in an area where a lot of people walk by like drunk on a Friday night? Like maybe somebody was just like drunk and shenaniganing?
I think definitely that is the most likely suspect.
Have you checked any adjacent or nearby doors to see if they've lost their doorbells too?
It's the real annoying thing is there's a unit next to where I live that is vacant. Nobody's there. And their doorbell's fine. They didn't take that doorbell. That doorbell fully functional. Doesn't mean it's not needed. I should maybe steal their doorbell to put it on my doorbell because it's the same bell. That actually might be a solution to my problem. I should consider that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Swap.
This is also an opportunity now. You could put any doorbell on Earth there. And you have a reason to. Like, you have a need for a doorbell. So instead of just rushing to replace your doorbell with the exact doorbell you had, maybe you should do some research and see if there's any, like, cool Japanese doorbells.
There has to be, right?
Right? That, like, they're, like, smart doorbells that do cool stuff. Or like
a doorbell that cleans your asshole?
Yeah, like a doorbell that cleans your asshole and it warms your finger while it does it. Or maybe a doorbell that has a camera so that the next time somebody comes to steal your doorbell, you can see them take it.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the feed still going post it being taken. Like,
you just see the feed from
down the street.
Inside a bird's nest.
Yeah.
It'd be the first like bird cam that was installed by the bird itself.
Do you guys remember Senor Ding Dong from The Simpsons?
No, I don't.
It was a guy that owned a doorbell store.
That's great.
Here he is. It just popped into my head.
Would it be weird if you just had a bell on your door? Like, did there used to be bells on the outside of a house?
I assume so.
I don't. Yeah.
And you just give them a ring?
That would make sense.
Oh, what if you could get a tiny replica of the Liberty Bell?
Oh, I don't know. That doesn't necessarily play in Canada in the same way.
Yeah, but it's like kitschy, you know?
What about Big Ben?
I mean,
I'm now living in a world where I'm anticipating my doorbell always being stolen. So it's almost like I don't want to pick one I love too much. I don't want it to be a loss.
Get like a church bell, like a big one, like kind of like what the Liberty Bell is. Although if you want to be a Phillies fan, what better way to show support than to have a Liberty Bell right there? It's nothing more Philly than that. But get like a big church bell that's too heavy to move.
Now, should I install the bell in the front or should I put it on the roof and just have a rope that goes down to the front?
Now that's an idea. And you can just
put
put an arrow facing up where the old doorbell used to be.
That's just been my small annoyance. There's part of me, I realized, because you've been traveling recently, Gavin. I was like, that motherfucker, what if he what a move that would have been.
You didn't steal it, is what you're saying, Gavin.
I can confirm I did not steal the bell.
It's tragic.
Not yet, at least.
Well, now he's going to steal. That's the problem. I'm going to get this fancy new bell, and Gavin's going to come steal it. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. It's so important to reflect on those changes as they're happening and try to discover how they're impacting you. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. Therapy is something that has helped me tremendously. I would recommend it to anyone. I think it's a really healthy process to go through. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/face today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/face. BetterHelp, honey.com/face. Today's episode is sponsored by Honey, the easy way to save when shopping on your iPhone or computer. It is always so exciting when you get a good deal. It's just such a great feeling. And it's even better when you're surprised by it. Like when you don't see it coming and it just is there. It's awesome, especially with how expensive things are. And thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. Honey is the free shopping tool that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best one it finds to your cart. How it works is imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. When you check out, the Honey button appears and all you have to do is click Apply Coupons. Wait a few seconds as Honey searches for coupons it can find for that site. If Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the prices drop. I've saved money on all sorts of things using Honey, from clothing to food. It's so easy to use and it's just awesome. It's a fantastic service. And did you know that Honey doesn't just work on desktops? It works on your iPhone too. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/face. That's joinhoney.com/face. Let's face it, with coffee starting at $5 and our bank accounts constantly depleting due to how expensive most things are, we are officially entering a dupe session. Most products do the same thing but are priced differently, solely based on the brand name. So a good duplicate or dupe is crucial for getting the highest quality at the best price. One dupe you definitely shouldn't sleep on are Raycon wireless earbuds. Raycon is premium audio at the perfect price point, so you can listen to what you want, when you want, without breaking the bank. Raycon offers a fantastic series of products, and they are at such a great price, you would have to be crazy to not think about getting them. They're fantastic. I would recommend them to anyone. And what's important to know is that Raycon's mission is to prove that you shouldn't have to pay an arm and leg for quality sound and essential smart tech listening features. You can get a pair and a spare and still pay less than you would with some of those other more big-name tech brands out there. Raycon knows that in this economy, every purchase needs to be perfect. They offer buy now, pay later options. Right now, you can pay as low as $18 at checkout. They have an easy and free return guarantee. They offer 2 years of product protection for just a few bucks. They offer free domestic shipping and flat fee international shipping. They have over 50,000 5-star reviews. I love my Raycons. They have so many awesome features. Things like noise isolation, awareness mode, water and sweat resistance, clear call quality. They're great. So many great things I love about my Raycons. So go to buyraycon.com/face today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/face to score 15% off. buyraycon.com/face.
Here's what we need to do. We have a mystery. Andrew, you have presented us with the mystery. We need to solve it. So we need to put a decoy bell and see if somebody tries to strike again. Like a bell that if you touch it, it electrocutes you.
Ooh. Well, here's the thing.
What?
I may be indebted to this person because this is the second thing I've had stolen. The last thing that was stolen was I ordered a big order of Skittles gummies from Amazon, and they took those. But then those ended up having metal in them. There was a whole factory recall of those specific gummies at that time. So in a way, they saved my life.
Dead.
We talked about this on the show.
Yeah.
This is a hero-saving move. You think they're dead?
Either they're dead or they just got out of the hospital and they want to get revenge. Took the
like
only
that
thing on
timeline.
your front porch they could find.
It is, yeah. That's the only thing everything else that was there that was decorative has been stolen across time. It's literally the only thing they could take is my doorbell.
I've got a new life hack that's along these paths.
Okay.
If you've got a delivery that is just garbage to everyone else, like completely worthless, you could just leave it outside.
If you have a delivery that is garbage to
like I ordered, it's cheaper. Like I drink a lot of that bubbly drink, the pink one, grapefruit bubbly.
Yeah.
So I ordered like 10 cases at a time. And I'm always like, where am I going to put 10 freaking cases of stuff? And they're like heavy to move. I just leave them outside. Who's going to take them?
Well, okay, in the world in which my
Storage.
doorbell is being stolen, I feel those are much more valuable. I would gladly steal your mineral water.
You would steal that?
100% I would, especially in Austin. There have been times I've been lost in that city, dying of heat, thirsty. If I came across a giant supply of vitamin water or whatever, mineral water, I would steal that.
I've just been
100%.
opening the front door and grabbing them one at a time. And then I just like, put the packaging away.
Well, no, wait, warm? You're not, you putting ice in? You're putting ice in, right?
I'm not an
At
ice
least?
guy, I'll be honest.
So you're just having hot, bubbly?
I mean, they're in the shade.
Grapefruit?
They're not
Oh my
boiling.
God.
They will be
that
in like a
sucks.
month.
Yeah, this
That
is definitely a winter hack.
sucks.
It's a winter hack. But I just thought the value to effort ratio is way off. Like to steal something that's heavy and only costs like $3.50 for like 8 cans, I think that's completely worthless to steal.
I think I would be
Nah.
more worried about somebody walking by being thirsty, walking up, popping one open, taking a sit and just drinking it and then turning my front porch into like an impromptu coffee shop.
Maybe that'll happen. I mean,
It might be a way to make friends in the neighborhood.
look, this might not be a great long-term hack, but right now I'm making use of space that has previously been utterly useless for storage.
Yeah, it's not that I hate the life hack as much as I dislike the move. Are you a fan? I like refrigeration. I like a nice cold beverage. I want to feel refreshed, like leaving
That's
it outside.
true. Well, maybe what if I had a little fridge out there?
Well,
Because I'm talking about becoming, a porch guy. So maybe if
Yeah.
it looks like the porch is in use constantly, then no one will go for the swipe.
as a desk guy, I respect your wanting to be a porch guy and the moves that you feel you need to make to have that space be yours. I
Yeah,
like the
I think step
idea
one is
of
just
a
using the
porch
porch
fridge.
more. And you think someone won't steal the fridge?
I don't think they'll steal the fridge, but you need to have like a locking mechanism, I think, for opening it. Does that exist? Or is there like a button lock you could do? Like you don't want to have to use a key, then that becomes annoying. But like, is there a
Like
lock fridge?
Yeah.
Like a smart lock for a fridge?
Yeah, like a smart lock for a fridge. Does that has to exist, right?
I would
That
assume
has to be a
so.
thing. Why wouldn't that exist? They
Yeah,
have
maybe I could
everything else in
install-
fridges at this point.
One of my fingerprint door handles to it.
Now that's the move.
I wish you would have come up with this idea like 2 months ago. I could have given you a fridge.
Oh.
You could have had my old fridge on your front porch.
I feel like it being outside might be as effective as your old fridge based off of conversations had on this podcast. I actually don't think that would have been a positive for you.
Fridge combo lock. There you go.
Eric just
Eric's
posted
got a
fridge
perfect
combo.
one.
Yeah,
That's
but if you
great.
look up a little bit, Nick found a keyless refrigerator lock system for 2 doors.
Ooh.
Perfect. Gavin, if you don't do this, I'll be
It's also
disappointed in
just
you.
a keypad. What the
Wait, where's
fuck?
the lock?
Oh my god! Look at how much is involved in this thing.
Oh,
What
Jesus.
the hell?
I would
Oh.
need a fridge as big as Jeff's to use this thing.
you're supposed to. Fuck. That looks like.
That's crazy.
Well, I've gone on and on the other podcast about how the cold mailbox is the future, and that always seems to be shut down. But I think this is perfect. I think the cold mailbox would really help out my bubbly situation. That looks like a complete operation. It's like a maglock.
Yeah, that looks like the shit you take out of a bag when you're breaking into a bank. God damn, dude. If you can successfully install the securerefrig.com 2-door lock thing, Gavin, you will have I will never doubt you again for the rest of your life. You'll have all of my respect forever.
Why do you think they've called it the Secura Frig and not just the Secura Fridge?
I don't know.
Refrig?
Refrig. Fridge heist. That's funny, Eric.
The domain was available at the E.
secure refrig is something totally different.
What else would you want on the porch?
What, with me with my water?
Yeah, like, well, what's the next? Is it just a fridge? Like, I think once you open your porch to this scenario, there have to be other things that are other conveniences. Maybe that's it. You
Well,
should
I mean,
have
maybe
you
I
could-
could keep cereal and milk for being a cereal on the porch guy.
You
and
should
just
have like
be clear.
a basket to put cucumbers in too.
Cucumber deposit basket.
And then you can transfer them to the fridge. Keep them fresh.
Or maybe people just
What
go
if you
straight into the
did-
fridge.
What if because your fridge is locked up, what if there's like a deposit box on the side of the fridge that you install? So like when you, like on a Friday when you want to deposit a check, you just like your neighbor can deposit cucumbers directly into your fridge without being able to. It's like when you donate, it's when you donate clothes to one of the big bins.
Or if you want something for you know how like Little Caesars during the pandemic, they introduced like those lockbox pizza things where like you go in and you put the combination in and then you can pull the pizza out. What if you did that with your like you order delivery pizza and give them instructions to put it in your fridge for later so you can enjoy it. You don't have to have it then. You could pre-plan.
If they didn't call that thing the hot slot, I'm gonna be pissed.
I don't remember what they. I think you're gonna be angry. What was the Little Caesars thing called?
We just went there last week. I'll have to ask Emily what it was called. I can't remember.
I'm just looking it up. Caesars lockbox.
Dude, people are sleeping on Little Caesars.
I like Little Caesars,
but it's fucking good. I like Little Caesars too.
Totally fine.
Pizza.
It's a budget pizza, but it's a solid budget pizza.
It is a solid budget pizza.
I have a fun fact actually relating to this. We could tie this all in. I was thinking about the insecurity of Burger King by title. Like I was thinking all the other fast food names are grounded in some either reality or like fact related to the brand. So like Subway, I could translate into subs your way. Like that's what they offer. You make subs, you pick it out. McDonald's is the name of the founder. You know, like KFC, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory for what their thing is. And Burger King is we have the best burgers. We're great burgers. We can do that. We're the best.
Is he technically the longest reigning monarch?
I think so. Well, what about Dairy Queen? Was Dairy Queen before Burger King or after?
Well, let's find out.
So wait, the reason it's called Subway is because of subs your way?
Oh, that's just what I could take from it. I actually didn't do research on why Subway is called Subway. That might not be factual, but it makes sense.
It's a pun on submarine sandwich, Subway.
It's probably multiple layers. A sub your way.
I should have looked into Subway. It's a bad thing. I looked into a bunch of other places, but that's what led me to this fun fact.
Okay. Dairy Queen is 14 years older than Burger King. So Dairy Queen's reign has been a decade and a half long.
It's the longest running monarch.
Dairy Queen's reign was longer than the real queen. Wait, when was the coronation?
I have no idea. I feel like you're the most qualified to know this.
Yeah, right.
1953.
Yeah, Burger Queen, Burger Queen. Dairy Queen started in
Burger Queen. Burger Queen Elizabeth.
When I was in Kuwait back in, anyway, Dairy Queen started in 1940. When I was in Kuwait back in the army in the mid 90s, they had like a McDonald's. It was actually the nicest McDonald's you've ever seen. It's like 2 stories, and like dudes would be washing your car when you went in. It was fucking ridiculous. But they had a lot of American restaurants then. But the only one they had that was, I guess, not licensed was Burger King, and so they had Burger Queen.
They have a cool logo.
I don't remember it being any different. I just remember laughing every time I saw it.
Do you ever see like a headline that is beyond your comprehension? I feel like a lot of the time I'll read a headline, but it's about like something I don't understand, like an NFT related thing or something that's just like I haven't been up to date with. I had the opposite of that happen when I read a headline that said, Conan trusted AI and did a cameo. And in my head, I thought, he's using AI to like generate cameos for people. Which I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then I read the actual article. What it actually said was Conan trusted Al and did a cameo. He was talking about doing a cameo in the Weird Al movie. And I was just like way too ahead of... It was the opposite of being like out of touch. I was like too in touch.
Oh, the Burger Queen.
Yeah, I found a photo.
Oh, wow. That looks great.
That's legit.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't make it up. When you get to be like when you get to be my age, you can't trust your memory. You would just invent shit all the time.
Well, like you could have dreamt it.
Yeah, or like you misremember something, and then you've had 20 years to misremember it. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that just happens with time. I feel like with most stories, like it's hard to remember exactly the specifics of it. But when I was looking through fast food names, I was like, what about Popeyes? Popeyes feels like there might be, I could see like whoever created it had a nickname that was Popeye. Like there could be a fun thing with Popeyes. Popeyes was originally called Chicken on the Run, and nobody liked it. Nobody went there. It was a shitty name. And then the guy watched The French Connection and renamed the restaurant after Gene Hackman because he was cool.
Yeah,
And that's
Popeye
how
O'Doyle
Popeye
was his name.
I had no idea that was The French Connection is responsible for Popeyes as the name.
I actually know about.
Doesn't make any sense. It's like Jack in the Box just renaming to Scorpion King.
Well, this is what he watched the movie and was like, "That's a cool name. Popeyes is cool. I'm gonna name it after Gene Hackman."
I think
And that's
I
how
actually
Popeyes came to be.
I know about this because of Face Jam. I think they covered this early on.
I assumed
We did.
Eric would know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. And then he denied up and down that it was because of that, and everyone went, "Yeah, but come on." he was like, "Well, it's after the cartoon character." He's like, No, it's Gene Hackman's character in The French Connection," and everyone went, "That doesn't make any sense," and he went, "Right." And that was it. There you go.
That's fantastic.
Speaking of dumb names, have we ever talked about where the NBA G League got its name?
No.
So the NBA G League, if you don't know, is the minor leagues of the NBA. It's like their farm teams, right?
Yeah.
So like for Boston, Celtics have the Maine Red Claws, although I think they changed their name to the Maine Celtics, which is lame because the Red Claws is a much cooler name. And they had like a little lobster logo. The NBA G League got its name. It used to be called the D League. D stands for development, the development league. They changed their name to G. Would anyone like to throw out a guess why?
I have no idea.
Gatorade paid them to. It's the NBA Gatorade League.
What shitty advertising?
Yeah. Gatorade just came to it and said, essentially rename the D League to the G League and we'll give you money. And the NBA was like, cha-ching.
Absolutely.
Is it at least in their font? How are you supposed to know that?
Yeah, like
I don't know.
The G League. That is really weird. And they're trying to make the G League a bigger thing, right? Like they're trying to sign what would be college like players to it before they're draft eligible. It just seems like a bad investment because nobody really cares about the G League at this stage of like what it is.
Well, it's becoming it's gonna be just as viable of an avenue to the NBA as college, if not more so in the next 10 years, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely the investment they're moving towards. But I wonder, when did it switch to the G League? How long has it been the G League?
Let's see. 2017, the D League entered into a multi-year partnership with Gatorade and announced that it would rebrand as the NBA Gatorade League, which was officially shortened to NBA G League prior to the season. So since 2017.
I wish that this was adopted by other things. Like in the same way that we sell arena names, why don't you just sell the name of your sport? Why couldn't it be the NHLG for 5 years? Like there's no limit to this. The NFLG.
Yeah, it's interesting too, like, because the G League is a product and it's sponsored by a different product. So like, if you follow this down the line far enough, could you eventually have like could you have Pepsi sponsoring Coke? It'd be like the Pepsi Coca-Cola, or like the Los Angeles Lakers Boston Celtics. It's really no different.
No.
How much money would it take to change the name of the sport?
How much
Gatorade ball?
The G League?
Yeah, like G-Ball.
That's interesting. Well, hold on a second. Let me see. The new select contract is an alternative. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't talk about those kinds of things here on Wikipedia.
I feel like the XFL is writing all these ideas down.
The Rock's trying to figure out how to incorporate his Rock Not Rock draft into the next season.
Eric sent a thing about how the Rock's Tequila was the official tequila sponsor of the XFL.
So smart.
It's his. We can just do that. Like, Gavin, I think that would just be like, and our official slow-mo partner is slow-mo guys. Like, it's just the other thing you do. It's great. It's genius.
Would you be hurt, Gavin,
do we do
if
a press
our
announcement?
slow-mo partner was somebody else?
Official exclusive slow-mo partner.
In a partnership between the Slow-Mo guys and Anma, they have partnered together to sponsor Face for the year 2023-2024 podcast season.
We got to let Variety know. We got to get this written up.
They won't ever cover us. We never got to the bottom of that.
We didn't. No,
we
but
decided to just let it go.
We did. There's another thing recently that made me laugh.
We'll never know if the cock block came from inside the house or not.
Why don't we put a bounty on it, like internally? Email everyone.
I feel like this would be easy to figure out.
Let's start hearing some names.
I'm a fucking die. Oh my god.
That could be our first true crime podcast subject. A cock was blocked.
And we could follow up that hit with the doorbell caper.
There was a recent docket that was like a company brand thing. I thought was funny that Shrek and the Predator made it in, but we did not. There was no reference. There might have been one. I don't think there was though. There was a block of it that was like everything the company does, and we were not part of it. That made me laugh.
What do you mean?
There was it was like a doc thing that was recent for the company of like, this is our brand, and the Predator made it and Shrek made it, but we did not. We were not mentioned in the list of things.
Well, I don't know that we are as strong of a brand as Predator or Shrek.
No, we're definitely not. I'm not saying we are, but I'm just saying when you're discussing every inch of the company.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the Predator made it and Shrek made it, but we were omitted. We're even internally blocked.
Did Rooster Teeth stuff make it?
Yeah, well, it was a Rooster Teeth thing. It was them talking about stuff that the company does.
It was like
and we were not in our docket.
It was just a silly thing. But to be fair, would you mention us? I don't even tell people what I do, like when they stop me on the street and they're like, "Oh, hey Geoff, how you doing, man? I love Red vs. Blue. What are you up to these days?" I'm like, I don't know.
Well, you're making the business cards to solve this problem.
It's
not a thing of blame. It is very difficult. I don't know how to. We've talked before, like describing what it is definitely a challenge. It's just as funny. It's like so hard it's omitted.
Somebody I saw the other day said that they thought a good tagline, a better tagline than Deep Lore About Nothing, which, and I'm not advocating for this, I just thought it was interesting, was that I think somebody said in a recent episode, I think it was Gavin, that we make games out of everything. And that is kind of true. That is kind of a way to describe us, I would say.
What about Face versus Predator?
Ooh, we
just
could
change the name of the podcast.
Face versus Predator. I like that. I like that.
I'm imagining not us at all. That's like what you know, like on YouTube, you see those backyard fights. Like those are the names of the people in the backyard fight. It's Fuckface versus Predator. Those are the two guys. I'm okay with us changing the name of Fuckface versus Predator or doing a Fuckface versus Predator story if it ends with us locking the Predator in Gavin's fridge. His porch fridge.
We lure him into the fridge with cucumbers.
I have a slight mystery. This is I'm talking about true crime and things. I had a weird experience.
Okay.
I've been recently talking a lot about rock stuff. I've been watching.
That's not a normal sentence. You complete freak.
We're talking about rock stuff recently.
You're back to saying insane shit as though it's perfectly normal.
Well, we were.
What's wrong with you?
No. Calm down. First of all. Second of all, is what I said not true? We've been talking a lot of rock. We've been talking a lot of rock recently.
It's perfectly true. That's what's so confusing about the sentence.
Speaking of rocks, let me transition again very quickly. Gavin, I need to apologize to you. Because after you called me out on it, we talked about it. I went back last night and I watched the beanhole video and I watched the baseball video, and I definitely did not watch either of those when they came out. Those were great. Watching you guys deal with that rock, the full cut of it, mixing the stuff in with the beans, it was very good. I would highly recommend. I had a great time. Some great videos.
That was a year ago? When was that even made?
I don't know how
Baseball's filmed.
That was last March or something.
I don't know. I thought I watched them and I just never did.
Out when we did baseball.
It was like July of last year, I want to say, that Baseballs came out. I did look at the date. I was like, did something happen where I missed it because of that, and I couldn't think anything. So I apologize. I should have watched those. People should watch those. Those are great videos.
March
I think because
20th, 2022, March 20th.
Your takeaway is people should watch those.
Yeah. If you're like me and you thought that you saw them, but you actually didn't, maybe double check. Because I was watching it and going, I've seen this. And then I'd go, I don't think I've seen this. And then we got to the part where they season the beans, and I was like, I haven't seen any of this. This
As
is
of
all
this
new.
recording, both of those videos were filmed 1 year and 3 days ago.
Wow. That's the coincidence. Well, it's a perfect time to review. That's actually leads me to a second point. You guys need to do the beanhole again. Whenever the anniversary is, which it sounds like was 3 days ago, there needs to be another beanhole.
Well,
You
I'm
need to try it
working on a different beanhole hole. I guess I'm working on a different beanhole. So
you're making like incremental progress on a beanhole?
I started on it a while back, and I just haven't gotten back to it. But I'm about 40% of the way into the hole.
That was one of my takeaways, and my other takeaway was you guys were talking about a treasure discovery business for Geoff's backyard. I would love it if Gavin closed his eyes, spun in your backyard, took a certain number of steps, and you just dug. You just dug for 6 feet and saw what you found. It'd be a great series.
How far down do we have to go?
I think 6 feet.
I love this idea.
I think 6
feet straight down.
Yeah, 6 feet straight down.
Can we have a jackhammer?
Yeah, you can have whatever you want. Whatever tools you want to use. You can use fucking dynamite. I don't care. It's not my yard. But you have to go 6 feet down.
Eric, can we credit card a jackhammer?
Yes. I'm looking up stuff right now. I'm less worried about credit carding a jackhammer and more worried about what we hit.
What about this? Can we credit card jack with a hammer? Is that a little bit more in the price range?
That's probably going to be more expensive, but way less effective.
Yeah.
If it's more expensive, yeah. Undeniably less effective. I was hoping for cost. Budget jackhammer.
I bet you'll hit an old VW bug or something if you go deep.
I would love to see it.
I love the ever expanding list of different cars that whenever Geoff describes them, it's like, I was digging down, I hit the hood of a Buick.
I'm just trying to.
I need to make a compilation of all of
the kind of car the people that would do what they did to the backyard would own and then not value and let.
I think last time you said 52 Buick. It's always got a year to it as well.
Well, I like to add a little flavor, you know.
I want Geoff to be right. I want you to go 6 feet deep and find all of these cars like he called it. Every single one was accurate.
My house was built on a car graveyard.
Yeah.
Is there a spot of your yard, Geoff, that we can absolutely annihilate?
Yeah, 100%.
If I do enough of them, we can just put a pool in.
That's true.
Yeah, that's an even better point. Yeah, yeah, we could definitely jackhammer in my backyard. That could be good supplemental content.
Yeah, I wonder how deep we could go.
That'd be fun to find out.
6 feet is a good number. It's the classic depth when it comes to digging holes. But what if we went 20 feet?
You can't. You're not going 20 feet.
Why?
We got a jackhammer.
Because I just watched in a video of you guys failing to go more than 1 foot. You're not. It's going to take 6 years. What tools are you getting? Are you getting are you bringing in construction equipment, or is it just stuff that you can pull from Geoff's shed?
Well, is there going to be a rock that we eventually hit that a jackhammer won't crack?
Well, okay, so you're just definitely assuming you have a jackhammer in this scenario.
Yeah,
I mean,
what won't Jack crack?
I don't know what jack can't crack. Can you even use a jack in the ground like that?
What do you mean? Are they used in the air? What do you mean?
No. First of all, if they did, they'd be very stealthy. Second of all, I feel like I see jackhammers on kind of surface or near surface. I don't see jackhammers necessarily in mines. Not that I'm in mines all that often, but I don't feel like I see that there.
You might be right. There's probably a reason for that.
Well, we're gonna need it for the rocks.
Look at that. The amount of sass I got on Gavin on the introduction to that point, to him to wrap around and go, he might be right. It was quite the journey. We went far both ways.
I think it's just residual foot revenge.
No, I get it. Yeah, totally. Absolutely. When you brought up the thing with the buying the smallest item thing, when you're like, I thought it'd be a 2-day thing, and I was like, no, this is ridiculous. It was like, no, that's totally valid, But it's sometimes you get in fights where you're just swinging at everything because you're prepared. You just got to bite down on the mouthpiece.
That's most of our fights on this podcast. To the point where it's like I'm yelling, literally yelling, and in my head I'm like, why am I so passionate about this?
I will say, in my defense of that though, we agreed to buy it the next day. We don't need to go over this again. We did agree next day. So it'd be, why would I anticipate it being a 2-day setup if we're buying it the next day?
That's fair. Just posted a jackhammer.
In stock. That jackhammer I just showed you is in stock at Lowe's right now.
That's such a wide bit. I feel like we'll need like a chisel bit to get through a lot of the tougher rock.
Yeah, we can get a different bit. Like we can get like a smaller chisel bit because you'll need it. But it'll be a lot of moving dirt. I mean, 6 feet is 6 feet of dirt. That's a lot of dirt.
That's a lot of dirt. They want to go 20 feet.
Can we get one on a 20-foot stick?
What does that mean?
Like how Andrew has to play video games, like on his long-ass thumbsticks? Like you want that for a jackhammer?
Like if you could connect a pogo stick to the top of a jackhammer and then get on top of that, maybe.
I like the idea of just the pogo jackhammer in general. That seems great.
Listen, it's kind of like that character in Plants vs. Zombies, right?
Yeah.
Garden Warfare. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
The engineer, whatever his name was. So we're gonna end up with a 6-foot hole in my backyard, right?
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
What do we got to put something down there?
Beans.
Deep beans.
Well, yeah,
just about 6 feet of beans.
Yeah, but I mean, we should put something down there that's gonna live there forever.
You fill it up with like water. That could be your pool.
Yeah.
You seem not into the idea.
Did I ever tell you guys about one time at my old house, years and years and years ago, I had a pipe break in my front yard, and there's just like water bubbling out from under the ground in my front yard, right? And it was like weird. So I had to call a plumber, and the plumber had to come and dig a hole in my front yard, and he went about 3 or 4 feet down, and before he found like where the pipe burst. And in the ground where he found the burst pipe, he found a laminated photo of a saint. And I think it was, I want to say it was it the hand of Fatima? I don't remember what it was, but it was like a laminated like religious card, and it had been buried like 3 feet in the ground at some point. And he was like, this is really weird, but this was right next to where your pipe burst. And so I kept it on my fridge for years and years. It might still be there at that house. But I never figured out like who would bury a religious card underground. And it just happened to be at the exact spot where the pipe burst.
Do you think it was buried, or do you think it just blew in a hole that was dug in the past?
He dug it out. It was there. It was like laying next to the pipe.
So you're saying you want to put a laminated Don Zimmer 20 feet deep in your yard?
Yes! That's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you.
I was thinking it'd be funny if there aren't car pieces down there, if you put car pieces down there that you feel should be there.
Oh, let's buy the hood of a 56 Buick.
It was Saint Marina, the patron saint of water. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
really? And
weird.
It was at the pipe, the water pipe?
Yeah.
That is odd.
Who would bury that?
That feels, yeah.
Anyway, we definitely should put a Don Zimmer at the bottom. I think that's a great idea. Ooh. What if we put a time capsule?
Would it be insensitive to put a Coolio?
What if it's a USB stick of this recording?
That could work.
Oh, yeah.
And then they have the history of why it's down there.
Yeah, that's a great idea,
helpful.
Gav.
Is there a saint of beans?
Let me look. Saint of beans.
Saint Campbell.
Yes. Maybe.
Who's the bean saint?
Saint Bean.
Oh.
There's a Saint Bean? Is it Rowan Atkinson?
Bowen of Mortlach is the first of 3 known bishops of Mortlach.
I think he gave me a quest in Skyrim.
Maybe we'll throw him down there too. I like the idea of doing a little time capsule or that includes like a waterproof USB stick that has this recording on it. I think that's fantastic. And then that gives us a reason to hit 6 feet.
His name, which can also be written in non-Gaelic context as B-anus. B-o-anus. So we're going to laminate B-o-anus. I cannot trace the beginning of this conversation. We're at B-o-anus, and I don't know how we got here.
It's like if we could find a saint who sounds like Butthead, we'd be in business. Oh man. Oh god damn.
Also,
really
you guys
funny.
might not realize this. Congratulations on being the #1 beanhole influencers on YouTube. I was just curious. You have the #1 beanhole video on YouTube. You got that market. It's locked
By
down.
viewers?
By viewers, yes.
Oh, man.
Shit.
It's like
great to hear.
some Mr. Bean clips, which I'm not counting, but as far as specific beanhole activities, you guys have it by quite a bit.
That's a moniker I will wear proudly.
You should. I'm jealous.
Should we change our bios to beanhole influencer?
Face versus Predator, a beanhole influencer podcast. Oh man, we should probably wrap up. I will
that
say
went so fast.
it did. Earlier today, y'all weren't there, but Eric and I did Face Presents opening day, which is where we sold the new jersey and the green baseball bat and the hat. And I think it's all sold out now. But it hung around for a while, and then we gave cards away that we pulled. So I grabbed a bunch of like really like unique kind of non-sports cards this time. We pulled from this box of Americana stuff. We pulled a 1-of-1 printing plate of a photo of the very first groundhog. Groundhog Day.
Really?
The very first Groundhog Day.
You
Not
got
the very
the very
first
first Groundhog Day.
The very first Groundhog Day.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
did
not the very
groundhogs
first
matter?
groundhog.
Did groundhogs matter before Groundhog Day? I would argue that Groundhog Day, that Punxsutawney Phil or whatever his name was, became
Yeah.
the first groundhog to ever matter.
No, I
Is
agree. Absolutely.
Groundhog Day a real thing?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Is it a real thing?
Like they actually release a groundhog and see if it looks
What are
up or
you
whatever?
talking about? Yes.
I thought it was a
course.
movie.
No.
Based
It's
on a real
event.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
a real thing?
Yeah. You didn't. Oh, wow. We had very different experiences. I grew up thinking that this was scientific. I remember being a kid being like, the weather is determined on the groundhog.
We
Sorry,
need to
go
take
ahead.
a face field trip to Groundhog Day. I've always wanted to go to Groundhog Day.
I feel like you're going to be
Where is
disappointed
it?
by Groundhog Day.
It's in the same town they filmed Groundhog Day, I think, isn't it?
Wait, so it's like based. Oh, I can't believe it.
Punxsutawney.
That's incredible.
I love
That's
that you
blown
didn't
my
know
mind.
this. That's
Why
an
would I
amazing
think that's
thing.
real? It's stupid.
You just talked about Saint Bean Anus, and you're like, that's dumb. Why would it be real?
You're like, that's stupid. You come from a country where they have a sport that's rolling cheese down a hill.
There's no movie about it.
Speaking of field trips, Eric told me earlier today that we can go to the Beanhole Days Festival in July 12th and 13th if you want.
Do you think we'll get trapped in a time loop?
A bean loop?
I don't know whether I'd want to be trapped in a time loop at Groundhog Day or Beanhole Day.
Oh, I would want to be a Beanhole Day.
Really?
It depends. Are you guys making the beans, or can you access other beans? Because
I'm
you
a
might
bigger
have-
bean fan than a bigger groundhog fan. I don't give a shit about groundhogs.
Do you think in an unseen time loop in Groundhog Day, he went on just an absolute murder spree?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
I think he killed everybody he
Did you just want confirmation on that? What was?
I just think that's a much darker movie if you think about how long he's been in there.
Have you ever
Oh,
seen
yeah.
that? Have you ever seen that movie Happy Death Day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the horror version of Groundhog Day, right?
Yeah, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Time loop movie.
It's a great movie. Sequel is good too. Not as good as
I
the
haven't
first
seen
one,
that.
but really good.
I need to see it. What a show! We covered a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah, it was
Excellent.
a good one. Started strong. Great conversations at the beginning.
Didn't end well?
No, I was making a joke. You're the one that said you wanted to delete the beginning and restart it.
Oh, right.
You were
This
really
one
happy
was
about
a
that.
It
preview.
also has not ended well. Yeah.
No,
I
well,
don't know
I,
how, I don't know how we would have done the preview for this one. Like a coming up on face.
what I like about this is we started in the air and we ended in the ground. We did a full arc, not on purpose. But we did it. We went there.
Yeah. That really got to Gavin.
I'm just imagining, like, on the video of this podcast, there's just like an altitude, and the numbers just slowly counting down, and people going like, "What's going on?" Until we're talking about digging. It goes like sub 0 feet to minus 20 feet. Back out to the height of a groundhog above a man's head.
I'd love somebody to draw that arc. I see it visually.
It was in the air, under the ground, back in the air again.
Oh man, this is all making my fucking tooth hurt. I gotta go.
No.
Oh, dude, it's brutal. Don't even.
No.
I went to the dentist Monday morning. I went to a separate dentist to get a second opinion because I was in so much pain.
Oh my God. So
And
it's
you know
not
what that
in your
dentist?
head.
I got X-rays, everything. You know what that dentist said? He
What?
said, yeah, it'll probably hurt like this for about 3 weeks, and then it won't anymore. And if it does, just come back. So I'm on the 3-week cycle. My dentist is on vacation, so I can't talk to her. And this other dentist I went to for the second opinion was less helpful. So yeah, I think I might experience grating pain for the rest of my life.
Did you notice that in the animated thing of me talking about, hold on, Eric, hold on, in the thing where I saw him on mute and I had to go for it. In the animated of me talking to my ringtone and talking to a recording of Dan, at the end of the animated thing, Geoff just looks at me and goes, "I hate you so much." Without any of the context, he had toothache and laughing made his tooth hurt.
Mouth hurt, yeah.
Yeah.
People were like, it's
It just
really aggressive. From
It was like you hate my story.
really, like, why is Geoff mad at Gavin's story? It was really funny. No, it made my mouth hurt.
All right, now you can yell, Eric.
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
need
Eric.
to yell. Just need to wrap up.
That's a good point. We should definitely wrap up. Also, now that we're done and it's time for you to move on with your day as well, why don't you head on over to Rooster Teeth or YouTube and watch episode 4 of Does It Do?
Yeah.
In this episode, Gavin and I make popsicles and then we vomit popsicles.
Good response to the first ep. Oh,
About
the
8
third one.
minutes straight.
They're great.
Yeah. People seem to really
Fantastic
like it.
sets.
The spin chill. That's
Great
what
addition of having Kai and BK laughing in the background, I thought.
Oh yeah, they're the best. It really adds it really adds a Nick effect to it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Hey, audience.
What?
Not you guys.
Okay.
Why don't you like and subscribe? Give us some stars. Tell a friend about Face. And then rate us.
Maybe this one didn't end well.
No, I think this is a good ending.
No, it's not.
Oh, I never brought up the rock thing. I just
My
brought up
mouth
we were
hurts.
talking rocks. I never talked about the rock. My
All right,
specific
well,
going
thanks
into a
for,
rock
thanks
What's
for
the rock
listening.
thing?
You can,
No, I
you
had
can
the
rate
rock-
and subscribe. Give us 5 stars. This is episode 148 of Face. Guys, thank you so much for being here. You can follow us at FacePod on Instagram and on Twitter. You can join us at /r/FacePod on this subreddit. Guys, all the information is there, and we'll see you next time on Face.
I mean, I feel like I already said most of that stuff with my exit. Now they got double exited.
Hey guys, Major League fan Jack here with a look at next week's episode of Face. No preview for this one. That Remax logo looks familiar. How do you hide from people? Someone made a video game about Panton. Is cheap poison better or worse? Geoff has another mall story. And once again, Andrew does not eat the pencil. All that and more on next week's episode of Face.